Hello guys, welcome to the Trading Parrot. The amount of people that are trying to find the market bottom at the moment is incredible. All eyes are on when Bitcoin is going to stop going down. Today we're going to look into 5 different indicators that they have a very good reputation and they have shown very good performance throughout all the years. Some of them are already flagging market bottom. Some of them are very close to flagging them. We're going to be reviewing one by one how they work, and we're going to discuss as well how likely they're actually right on what they're showing us. Some of them are using on-chain data. Some strategies have a very good reputation throughout the years. Many of them are very precise, finding the exact bottom. And in this video, I'm going to explain how you can get access to these indicators and how exactly they work. The first indicator is the hash ribbons. And as the name implies, it's actually using the hash rate from on-chain data. It's got a fast and a slow moving average. And based on the movements of these two things, it can flag different events. As you can see here, when we select alerts on TradingView and we select hash ribbons, we get a buy, a capitulation, and a recover event. You can find this indicator by searching by hash ribbons, and the one from Capriole with 12,000 followers is the one we're talking about. Let's have a look at what's doing currently. So it flagged a capitulation around the 9th of June, and it's been plotting, as it usually does, a long period of this bubble. Now, more recently, on the 4th of July, there was a crossover of the green over the gray line. So many were saying, oh, we're going to get a buy signal. But if we look into the past, you're going to notice that even though here you get the buy right when that happens, it's not always the case. Sometimes the green line goes over the gray one and it doesn't fire necessarily any buy signal. This one is a buy. Here you have an example. The green line goes above the gray and there are at least 20 more days without a signal. At the same time, the bubbles, they stop printing. So we could say that there's an area where the whole indicator becomes quiet. And once it fulfills all the checkboxes, it actually fires the buy. So if we look at the current situation, we could even say that this can start spreading apart and we could get a signal weeks or even months in the future. You can see in 2018, once it fired capitulation, it took about 3 months to fire the buy. And more recently, in May, it took almost 4 months. That's one of the longest time waiting for a buy signal. In 2011 is the maximum with 130 days. The next indicator is called the Drawdown strat. It can be tweaked both for market bottoms and market tops. It uses information about the drawdown of the whole history of the coin. It can be used on Bitcoin and in many different coins, depending on how you set it up right here in the inputs. You have a top threshold and a bottom threshold. Since we're trying to look for a bottom, I'm going to focus on the bottom threshold. If we reduce this to 12 or 13, you're going to notice that it's no longer flagging that we are in a bottom, but it does with most of the previous bottom, which is indicating that in terms of drawdown, this is not the deepest drawdown that we ever had. Only when you do 14, you get it flagged as a bottom. The blue line here, as you can see, the maximum drawdown that Bitcoin has ever had is 94%. The closer that this white line gets to the max drawdown, it assumes that it's getting very close to a bottom for this specific asset. And the exact opposite for the tops. The further away that the drawdown gets away from the maximum drawdown that you ever had, it starts firing a top. You can see that this was flagged as a top, this was flagged as a top, and the last all-time high was flagged as a top as well. The next indicator is called the pi cycle. It uses the number pi to determine a relation between a long and a short MA, and whenever there are these crosses between these MAs, it can flag a pi cycle top or a pi cycle bottom. As you can see, the performance of this one is pretty good. It was able to flag the 2 tops of 2013, the bottom on 2015, very precise, the top on 2017, and then the bottom on 2018. It didn't flag COVID, but it did flag the exact all-time high in April 2021. We could argue that this and this were anomalies, therefore the MAs didn't flag them. In the most recent price action, there's still not a cycle bottom or a market bottom flagged, but we're getting very close. When these MAs, they cross, they're gonna flag a market bottom. If we extend these lines in the direction they're going, they won't be able to hold much more without crossing. And once they do, that's gonna flag a market bottom. Considering the speed at what they are meeting each other, this has to happen before August. If you search for PiCycle, you're going to have so many different implementations. They're all very good, but I created my own version because I really wanted to have all the flags in the same chart. I wanted to have the cloud of all the MAs that are being used both for market bottoms and market tops from the PiCycle perspective, and I wanted to make sure that I have all the alerts in the same indicator at the same time. I couldn't find one that has all these things together, therefore I decided to put all together in a single indicator and make it available to all our users. The next two indicators I have, they are not very known and they've been introduced by Crypto Crew University. It's a channel in YouTube. You can find the link in the description if you want to watch those videos, but those strategies are built by Crypto Crew University, specifically by Steve. If you like this content, guys, consider subscribing, hitting the like, and let me know in the comments if you think that these are just fake out signals or if you think that there's a likelihood that we are approaching an actual market bottom. Let's have a look at the two last indicators. This one, as I mentioned, is from Crypto Crew University. It's a full strategy that consists on 3 elements, and that's why it's called the 3 checkmark market bottom indicator. And the 3 check marks are the following. First of all, in order to be in a market bottom, the price needs to be below the 200 MA. So this is here, the 200 MA. The second check mark is that the stochastic RSI needs to be below 20. So for example, that signal here needs to be below 20. It is below 20. You have another one here below 20 and another one here below 20. The last check mark is the RSI needs to be below 26. So let's drop this to 26 here so you can see it more clearly. So here we have one below 26, but this one is not exactly below the 200 MA. That's why that's skipped. But then we have two signals here. This one is the precise bottom of the market, and this we could say is a false positive. It meets all the expectations, but it's not exactly the market bottom. In terms of the most recent performance, you can see in 2018 and on COVID, it flags a buy precisely at the market capitulation. In the recent months, we can see in the last month, we get these two signals. These two are exactly, they are below the 200 MA, they are below 20 on the stochastic RSI, and below 26 on the RSI. All candles are closed, so these are two valid signals. So from this model, this is the market bottom. But as you can see, in 2014, there was a signal there, and then there was another signal that was actually almost 46% below. So even though it performs really well, it has had a false positive in the whole history of Bitcoin. So just 1 out of 6 signals have been wrong. Pretty good. And considering that this is 10 years, it's completely acceptable to assume that at least one of them is not at the exact precise bottom. Now we're going to look at the last signal, which is pretty complex and interesting at the same time. This signal was also presented by Crypto Crew University, and I decided to implement my own version as well. In order to understand this signal, the first thing I need to explain is the concept of NVT. NVT was introduced by Willy Woo, an expert in on-chain data analysis. I believe he introduced this chart around 2017, and the NVT stands for network value to transaction. And what it does is it pulls the data of transaction volume from on-chain data. It calculates the moving average of the last 90 days of the NVT, and then it divides the market cap of Bitcoin by this moving average of 90 days of the transaction value. Then everything that is above 150 is plotted in green, and below 44 it plots in white. Everything else is in red. So how can we interpret this? We are dividing the market cap by the transaction value. So in these areas like this, the market cap is very high, and at the same time, there are not enough transactions going on. Therefore, this goes to the top end of the chart and it gets plotted in green. We could say that all this green area is danger. It represents risk because the market cap is too high relative to the transaction volume that is being seen in the network. And the opposite stands for all this white here. In all these areas, the market cap is very low and there are still a lot of transactions. So these represent areas of opportunity. Now, if we set up the chart in the way it's meant to be, instead of plotting the actual NVT, we plot the historic volatility. And this is when it becomes really interesting. Now what you're seeing here is a curve of the historic volatility. Whenever it's below this line, whenever it's below 40, it means that it's a very low volatility. And what do we know about periods when the volatility is very low? That there's going to be a massive impulsive move right after that, most of the times. The impulsive move, right when we enter the area of low volatility, usually explodes to the top side of the chart. And what Steve indicates in his strategy is that when you come back up, depending on the color of this line, it's going to tell you whether it's sustainable as a movement and is going to remain going to the upside. The colors, they are inherited from the NVT chart. So remember, green stands for areas of more higher risk, and red is all these elements in between. When we are in the historic volatility mode and we come back up in the chart in red, it means that that impulsive move is going to be to the downside. It's going to be a dump. But when the color changes from red to green, it means it's going to be a sustainable pump. You can see here that we get the historic volatility coming up in green, and that's a pump. This pump is almost 300%. This one here is almost 500% because it came up in green. More recently, we came back up still in red. So that means nothing. It means we might dump or we might remain there going sideways. But certainly, the likelihood of pumping right from here is not there, at least from the perspective of this model. Now, Steve indicates that he doesn't use this indicator in isolation, and he normally likes to confirm the signals, the green one here and the green one there, with the stochastic monthly coming out from the bottom of the chart, like you can see here in this area and here in this area. Whenever we are in this area, we are in a bear market from the stochastic perspective. And at the moment, we're halfway here in the bear market. There are no signs for the stochastic to come back above 20. And that's why the likelihood of this pumping in green to the upper side are still not there. So here it is, one indicator that is still not flagging that this is the bottom of the market or that we are due for a big impulsive move to the upside. So guys, let me know what you think about these 5 indicators, and let me know in the comments which one is your favorite market bottom indicator. If you leave a comment with which one is your favorite, not necessarily from this video, but from any indicator that you're using to time the bottom, leave me your TradingView username and which indicator of these ones here you would like to trial. I'll make sure that you get access to the indicator for a few days so you can trial it. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.